Check, 1, 2. What's up, guys? This is the hardcore staying around for the third installment. I want to give a shout out to Lori at the Bay Avenue Bed and Breakfast for being so awesome to me all week. Give it up for Lori. And the whole TEDx Homer community, the Haber family, everyone, Addie, for just driving us around, being so awesome this week. Give it up for the TEDx community. I'm going to do this talk. I have slides. So is the clicker around? In the meantime, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I studied literature at Stanford University. I studied in Oxford to do my Shakespeare course. And my parents were really surprised when I told them I wanted to be a professional rapper. But I graduated with my BA in 19th century American literature. Thank you. Give it up for Bob, everyone. Give it up for Bob. Thank you. And I've toured Europe a lot, Australia, Japan, the US a ton. I've never been to Alaska. And Alaska has quickly become one of my favorite places in the world. I can see why you guys live here and why community and home are so tight. So it's been great. So in learning about the Alaskan history, the tradition of homesteading seems like a very similar one to hip-hop, the idea of creating something from nothing. So today I'm going to talk to you about the connections between hip-hop and Shakespeare, which might surprise you, the differences between hip-hop and rap, and talk a little bit about the project we worked on at the Council on the Arts. So a few months ago at the Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival, Tupac Shakur was brought back to life to rap with Snoop Dogg. And what makes this important is this is an example of how hip-hop is a culture predicated on remixing the past. You can see Snoop Dogg is rapping with Tupac. Tupac died a long time ago. And so another man who remixed the past to make it his own is William Shakespeare. Now you could say William Shakespeare subscribes to the hip-hop tradition because he would take the plays and stories of the past and remix them for the modern Elizabethan audiences. One of his most famous plays, Hamlet, the Prince of Denmark, is actually based on a 12th century Danish play called Amleth. And in Shakespeare's version of Hamlet, he uses 3 elements of the tragic hero that we see in all Shakespearean tragedies. There's 3 things you find in all Shakespearean tragedies. You have a hero of high standing. Here we have Hamlet. He was the Prince of Denmark. You have a tragic flaw. Hamlet's tragic flaw was his indecision. He could never make up his mind, which is why they call him the existentialist hero, or the existentialist tragic hero. And the third is you have a series of unfortunate events that lead to the downfall of this ill-fated hero. So when we look at the story of Biggie and Tupac, we can frame Tupac as a tragic hero. It might be surprising, but the story of Tupac and Biggie is very Shakespearean. We have a hero of high standing. Tupac sold millions of records, one of the best-selling West Coast artists of all time, one of the best. We have a tragic flaw. Tupac's tragic flaw was his anger. He could never keep it inside of him. He'd always write these diss songs, disrespect songs to the other hip-hop artists in the community of the time. And there was a big East Coast, West Coast feud, which ended in the death of both Tupac and Biggie. And the third, we have the tragic flaw, a hero of high standing, a tragic flaw, and the third is a series of unfortunate events. In the hip-hop community, record sales and press and media drives a lot of the money that makes the industry exist, and there's a thin line between fantasy and reality. So both artists were killed because of the unfortunate events. So, going back to Shakespeare, this is a scene from Macbeth, one of my favorite plays of all time, known as the Scottish play. You're actually not supposed to say it, so didn't mean to curse the theater, but Macbeth, he comes back from a battle, and he finds these 3 witches who tell him all the things that are going to happen to him. Macbeth's tragic flaw is his ambition. He's never happy with what he has. And the witches talk to him in a form of poetry called trochaic tetrameter. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble, which is very similar to hip-hop. So when I was a sophomore in high school, one of our assignments was to make fun of Macbeth. So I took this beat and I made it a rap, and I'm going to rap it for you right now. This is an example of how it would fit over a 4/4 kick pattern. So check out this beat right here. Can we turn up the track a little bit? ADT. All right, here we go. I'm going to rap it for you. Check it out. This is Shakespeare in the hip-hop context. Here we go. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. There is foul, and foul is fair. We must warn you, Macbeth, beware. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. There is foul, and foul is fair. We must warn you, Macbeth, beware. Awesome. Shakespeare rap in Homer, Alaska. So to look at the history of hip-hop, we trace it back to this man, Kool Herc. He came from Jamaica in 1969. He hosted the first ever party at Sedgwick Avenue on August 11th, 1973, the birthplace and birthday of hip-hop. And what he'd do is he'd take two records that had a breakbeat, which is the part in a funk song when all the instruments stop except the drummer. And he'd play them back to back so the beat would go on forever. And so this is an example of an old breakbeat. This is James Brown, the funky drummer. You might recognize it.
1, 2, 3, 4, get it!
You hear this in so many rap songs, this one breakbeat. We can credit James Brown's drummer for the rhythms of hip-hop because it was sampled by basically every group. When we look at poetry, in music we analyze the beat, in poetry we analyze the feet. So this is an example of a chart I drew of the different types of feet in poetry. So if we take tetrameter or octameter, that fits over the 4/4 rhythm of the breakbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we take a poet, let's say we look at Edgar Allan Poe. He has a famous poem called The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, which is an example of trochaic octameter. I want you guys to rap with me. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. All right, let's do it to the beat. This is, I have the lyrics up there, and so we're going to rap along. It's a remix of Public Enemy, remixing James Brown, remixing Edgar Allan Poe. Here we go. I'm going to count you guys in. We're going to do it twice. Okay, here we go. I'm going to count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary. Get up for yourselves, Homer. That was awesome. So, hip-hop culture has 4 elements: breakdancing, DJing, rapping, and graffiti art. Rap is actually just one element of hip-hop culture, the rhythmic speaking over breakbeats. And we can take the tradition of rap back to the West African tradition of the griot, which is the wandering storyteller, who would go from city to city, village to village, telling the stories to help preserve the history and the lineage of the cultures in West Africa. This tradition, of course, was brought to America through the slave trade, through the slave work songs, through the gospel songs, through rock, blues, jazz, and eventually hip-hop, which is why there's a lot of repeating and chanting in hip-hop. So, right now, I want to bring out a very special guest. Get up for MC Mackenzie. We wrote this song called Our Cosmic Hamlet by the Sea. And is your mic on?
Is my mic on? Mic on? Can you guys hear me? No?
Mackenzie's an amazing rapper.
Is my mic on, please?
We'll hear his flavor. So we're going to do this song, and we made a video for it.
Is it good?
I don't know. Is his mic on? Is it on?
Now? There we go. I turned it on, right?
Yay, it's working, yay!
Sorry. All right.
We wrote this song at the Council on the Arts, and they donated the room for us to come together. A bunch of students. We sat down, we're like, okay, what are things about Homer? And we wrote down all the animals, all the cool things that Homer is famous for, and we made a rap about it. So check it out. This is called Our Cosmic Hamlet by the Sea, premiering for the first time.
Yo, check it out, guys.
Can we bring the track up a bit? You guys rock. All right, here we go. G key, y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yo, this is Lars, and my name is Matt. We wanna welcome you to Catch a Mac. You better watch your back for the skeeter attack. Our weather's really whack, and our sun's holding back. An Alaskan grown track that I wrote in haystack, that I'll spit to you from my Alaskan kayak. That I'll, shoot,
In the sauna.
go for a hike and jump in my sauna. There are mountains, now they melt like fountains, but the toad keeps receding, and you keep counting. From Cook Inlet to Augustine, land and sea, sustain me. Nature is a gem, inspiring this jam. The plan for Pebble Mine is a really dirty scam. Our clams, they be squirting, our glaciers, they be hurting. Everything in balance to keep our world working. Our cosmic hamlet by the sea, everyone, brings us back naturally. Harvesting the creatures that the ocean gives for free. Our cosmic hamlet by the sea.
Verse 2, holding steady. Alaskan state troopers, you better be ready. Alaskan grown, we hold our own. You come around here, we own the zone. Driving so fast like a snowshoe rabbit. All these tourists know it's a bad habit. On the overlook, when I see the bay, every single time, it takes my breath away. Then he humpback whale
a boat. Look the mountain go.
We got tufted puffins, we got sea otters,
Painting, writing, musical actors and potters.
watch out for coyotes
And the bald eagles,
they might eat your rabbit.
or your little beagle.
A tucked away community with summer days so bright.
Teamwork keeps us unified, we're united. Our cosmic Hamlet by the sea.
Everyone,
Brings us back naturally. Harvesting the creatures that the ocean gives for free. Our cosmic Hamlet by the sea.
one more time.
Our cosmic Hamlet by the sea. Brings us back naturally. Harvesting the creatures that the ocean gives for free. Our cosmic Hamlet by the sea.
Give it up for yourselves, y'all. That was awesome. Mackenzie. That was awesome. So, as you can see, in summation, hip-hop is a great learning tool because when we're reciting a rhyme, we use the frontal lobe, the temporal lobe, and the cerebellum. And when we're writing lyrics, we use all of that and the parietal lobe. So hip-hop is a great learning tool. Hip-hop and Shakespeare have a lot in common. And I want to thank you guys for being open-minded and having me. And thanks for welcoming me to your community. You guys are awesome. Peace.